quarterback.
That's fascinating. It's the most fascinating. Do you mind if I go first on this one?
Go for it.
I honestly feel that you cannot give a grade at this time.
I think you can.
Huh?
Here's why. I think you can. Let me say why. I think this is still Jimmy Garoppolo's team. He hasn't been beaten out yet. He's still the starting quarterback. I'm going to grade him.
Okay.
I'm going to grade him. And I think, if Jimmy Garoppolo could stay healthy, he'd be a B quarterback. He can't move. He doesn't throw downfield, but he finds a way to win. I mean, more often than he loses.
Okay.
He is pretty good on third down. He's got a quick release. He's got guts. At least as a thrower, he'll throw the ball into congested areas, but he does get hurt. And I think he's starting to lose a little bit of his edge. 8-6 in his last 14 starts. I'm going to say he's a C quarterback. And the Niners, until they find out what they have with Trey Lance, they got a C quarterback situation.
I think you made a really good case for that. What I was going to say is it's so unsettled. How the hell do you grade it? But it's true. Jimmy's the starter.
Jimmy's the starter.
He hasn't been displaced.
Nope.
And I feel that, right, we grade him down. He's a B quarterback when he plays for the most part. But if he's hurt so much, we grade him down as we've graded down other hurt players. So he's a C quarterback. Now, Iggy, that's an issue.
It is an issue. I mean, we gave the defense a lot of good grades, and we gave the skill position on offense good grades, but 4 C's on the offensive line and a C quarterback, you're not going to go to a Super Bowl like that.
It's troubling.
It's troubling. I don't want to come out, but I'm just saying, like, you got a quarterback, and why is he a C? Well, he's a C because he takes too long to decide where he wants to go with the ball. He stares down his first read. He gets hit. He can't protect himself.
I was going to say, he can't protect himself.
He can't protect himself. And he doesn't get rid of the ball quickly enough where it's not an issue. And then when he does get hit, he doesn't seem to be particularly durable. All those things are an issue. So if he played behind the best offensive line in the league, you'd say, all right, well, at least he's in the right spot for him. But he doesn't. So it's a troubling combination. And you saw what happened. It didn't make it through 2 games last year.
Yeah.
Not much has changed. They added a 36-year-old center. That's the big difference. So we'll see. But no, hold on. Let's find a way to be positive here. The big difference is Trey Lance is on the team, as opposed to the Rams, who had Jared Goff and were trying to figure out how to replace him, and then ultimately got another veteran. The Niners have a 21-year-old that they can groom at their pace. So whenever they decide that this guy that they apparently love is ready, then they could be in a whole different stratosphere. The thing that's cool about Trey Lance is he looks like he has the potential to be in the A range one day, which is why they gave up so much to get him.
Right. So they're not being foolhardy. In fact, they're preparing for the future. Yes. So even though currently they have a C quarterback, and I agree, but they're not being idiotic. They seem to be very prudent and planning correctly.
Yeah, it's like they agree with us. It's like Kyle Shanahan is just as realistic on Jimmy Garoppolo as you and I, and has found a replacement for at some point. The thing about the offensive line is they don't necessarily have those players in the offensive line. They got who they got, and they'll have to work, or else they'll have to rebuild it down the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meaning, Iggy, that the offensive line is more troubling than the quarterbacks.
Yes. And so the main threat actually leads me to my next and final point. He says Lance's ability to run will actually make the protection better. Yeah, that's what the Niners have to help their offensive line. Not a better offensive lineman, a more elusive quarterback. And that's important. That is important. He'll make all those guys look better.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay, last 2 guys. Let's do a little special teams just because they're players too. The kicker, Robbie Gould. He's almost 40. He is one of the most accurate kickers of all time. He's had his last 2 seasons have been rough statistically, but the Niners have been cycling through long snappers. And it's like he's got the battery in front of him has been changing constantly. I still think he is money inside 45 yards, which is what you want. It's good to have a guy who can knock down a 53-yard field goal, but as long as you're money inside 45, you can win a Super Bowl with a guy like that. I don't think he's elite anymore, but I'd give him a B.
Okay. Now, I want to pursue something. We want you, when I say we, me and your brother Brian
Yeah.
do another interview kind of soon.
Yeah.
And he's on my list. There are two co-contenders. Robbie Gold, however he pronounces it, and Mostert. So I, I'm your dad.
I gave Mostert a B too.
Stop it. What I'm saying is not the grade. We want you to interview one of those.
Okay, fair enough.
Why'd you change the subject?
Well, I thought you said I was too hard on Robbie. He won't come on the show because I gave him a B.
No, I wasn't saying that at all.
I'll call Robbie's agent.
I think you should.
Okay.
And Mostert. And I think people think that next week there ought to be an interview.
Okay, well, we'll see what I can do.
All right. Next.
The punter, Mitch Wishnowsky. They spent a 4th-round pick on this guy. C. He's so ordinary.
He is.
He doesn't kick the ball that far, but he kicks it high in the air.
High is good.
He's got hang time. High is good. I like high. You like high? High. I can work with high. C.
Could he develop into a B?
No, when they drafted him, he was 27.
Right.
He's from Australia. He's one of these like rugby players who learned how to play football, and he's okay.
So he talks with that kind of an accent?
I've never heard him talk. Why would you talk to a C punter? Sorry, I'm sorry. But why would you talk to a C punter?
Because he might be fascinating.
He might be fascinating.
And he's sitting in the edge of the room looking, and he might have things to say.
That's true. Sorry, Mitch. Let's talk.
I always like to talk to the kickers.
Yeah, and he's from Australia.
Yeah.
So maybe I should talk to him. Maybe I should just bypass Robbie Gold and go straight to Mitch.
No.
Okay, those are our rankings. So hold on. Let me go through and see how many A's we gave. The A's are Jimmy Ward, Jason Verrett, Fred Warner, Kyle Juszczyk, George Kittle, and Trent Williams. That's 6. 6 A's.
3 and 3.
3 and 3.
Defense, 3 on offense.
Okay, these are the B's. Tart, K'Wan Williams, Dre Greenlaw, Samson Ebukam, Nick Bosa, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Raheem Mostert, Robbie Gould.
Okay. 5 on defense, 3 on offense, 1 special teams.
Okay, and then the C's are Emmanuel Mosley, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, Laken Tomlinson, Alex Mack, Daniel Brunskill, Mike McGlinchey, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitch Wishnowsky.
Wow, a lot of C's on offense.
3 on defense, 5 on offense. Yeah. So the offense it's interesting. It's an offensive coach, but they're much more established on defense and have been that way for the entire time Kyle Shanahan's been here.
Yeah. Iggy, it's very interesting. We're talking about this, and you realize that's one hell of a defense. One hell of a defense. And it's going to be great. And an offense that needs to prove itself.
Yeah, there's a lot of hope for the offense because Kyle Shanahan's very clever. You always feel like he can get the most out of whoever he's working with, and he probably can. And they got a new quarterback who was the 3rd freaking pick in the draft. So that's exciting. We'll see. They might end up being a very good offense, but they're not established at all.
They have more to prove, I believe, than the defense.
Absolutely.
Hey, Iggy, I really enjoyed this exercise.
Yeah, me too. This was a lot of fun.